Alright, hello guys, how's it going? In today's video, we're going to be talking about who could expect to see their first snowfall during the month of October. Now, before we get into the video, first off, I'd like to ask that you do subscribe for more weather-related content, and also be sure to like the video and leave a comment down below because those two things help me out so much. Also, be sure to check out our most recent winter forecast, which actually wasn't uploaded that recently. It's been about 3 weeks or so. I am going to be making a fourth installment to this probably in about a week or a little bit more. So be sure to check that out for sure once we do upload that. Obviously, I'll be plugging it in the videos afterwards, so you'll have plenty of notice that that's been uploaded. But we're going to be sharing our third one here for our most recent winter forecast to date. So be sure to click the button on the top right-hand corner of your screen to check that out today. For today's comment of the day, I want to know, when do you think your region will see their first snowfall? Let us know your region, and then also let us know when you think it'll be. Let me know in the comments down below, and I'll be picking one of those for tomorrow's video. Let's get straight into this video, and first things first, our first layer here will get snow. If you're outside of this region, on average, you will not get snowfall. That doesn't mean that you for sure will not get snowfall, but just on average, you don't on a year-to-year basis. The first area's just next to the white region. It's kind of like an every other year type event. If you go further down, it's every 5 years, 10 years, 15 years, and then, Miami, it's probably like every 100 years or something. So it just gets less and less likely the further away you get from that white line. But snowfall is possible anywhere. We've seen snowfall in the Bahamas back in the 70s, so anything is possible. I want you guys to know that there is a percent chance of anybody seeing snowfall. So anything is possible. That's how I look at everything. Now, for our second layer, this is your will get snowfall before January. Okay, so that's December, November, October, and September, and even August in some cases. So anywhere in this blue region is before January. Anywhere in that white region that still remains, it's going to be after January 1st. So anytime in January or February, likely. Usually areas don't end up seeing their average be March, because usually January and February are more cold and more snowy. So somewhere in there is the peak, kind of like in the middle to late portion of January, and that's going to be like for the very, very last people at the very bottom of this white region. On average, you will see like one snowfall, and it's going to be during the very peak of winter. But that doesn't mean that it always will be. That's just on average when it will be. It could be like December when you see your first snowfall. And it will be kind of like outside of the average. Let's add our next region. This is your will get snow before mid-December. That means that the remaining light blue region, kind of baby blue region there, is kind of your after mid-December, before January 1st region. So sometime between December 15th and January 1st. So sometime around Christmas is when you average seeing your first snowfall there in that blue region. Again, the white region is going to be after January 1st. This new light blue region is going to be sometime between January 1st and December 15th. I hope this all makes sense. Again, this is all based on your averages, and many, many times you don't see your average actually happen. It's just that that's been your average over the past 100 years or so, or however long they've been keeping track of your first snowfall. But typically it's 100 to 200 years is when that average is taken. So a very, very large sample size. Now what we're going to do is we're going to move on, and we're going to take a look at another few regions. We're just going to keep moving on, and then we're going to take a look at our most up-to-date snowfall compared to average. Like, will you have an above average snowfall chance or below average snowfall chance? That'll be towards the end of the video. Now, here is our will get snow before December region. So anywhere in this darker blue, it could be November, October, September, or August. Obviously, September is rolling to an end. August is obviously over, but we'll take a look at the areas that on average should have seen their first snowfall already as well towards the end of these frames. The remaining darker blue region is going to see their first snowfall on average between December 1st and December 15th. That kind of moderate ocean blue, deep blue type color. Again, the lighter blue is going to be between December 15th and January 1st, and then the white region is going to be after January 1st, so sometime in January or February. Just to recap you on everything that is going on. What's interesting to me is every time I look at this is about half the country does see their first snowfall before December 1st. December 1st is the beginning of meteorological winter, so that means half the country typically sees their first snowfall within the fall time. Not based on population, because this darker blue region is definitely not, half the population of the United States. It's probably about a fourth or less of the population. I don't know. I guess we have Detroit, Cleveland, and Chicago in there, just to name a few bigger ones. Even Pittsburgh and Boston, but we're missing New York City, Atlanta. So there's some bigger cities outside of this. There is some bigger cities within this. I think there's definitely far more bigger cities outside of this darker blue region though than there is inside of it. Let's add our next region, and this is our will get snow before mid-November. So this means that our darker blue region, the remaining darker blue region, expects to see their first snowfall between November 15th and December 1st. Okay? Now, this magenta region will get snow before mid-November, so we're moving closer towards October now by this point. This pink region is your will get snow before November region. Okay, so this is where this video is really about. This magenta region that still remains, you expect to see your first snowfall between November 1st and November 15th, this remaining magenta region. Let's add our final region here, and this is your will get snow before October. So that's the areas that should have already seen their first snowfall on average. I don't think all of these regions have. I think some of them have, though. But the remaining pink region is going to be your expected to get snowfall within the month of October. So that's primarily where this video is about. And it's pretty exciting because with this in mind, we should see our first snowfall for a lot of the Rockies. We should begin to see bigger snowfall opportunities for the entirety of the Rockies, probably some rather large snowstorms. If you're not too familiar with the climatology of the Rockies, typically their biggest snowfall seasons is actually in the fall time and then in the springtime, and things kind of slow down in the winter. Things get so cold that low pressure systems kind of move around them in the wintertime, and they see less snowfall than they do in the fall and the spring, which is super interesting. But what's exciting about this is we should see our first snowfall for northern Minnesota, northern Wisconsin, the upper peninsula of Michigan there, and then also a lot of the New England mountains. So northern Maine, the White Mountains, the Green Mountains, and then even some of those mountainous regions there in northern New York there. So we should start to see our first snowfall for the northeastern United States within the month of October, which is always exciting. It's always a very, very crucial sign that we're moving closer to winter. Very awesome stuff. Now, what we're going to do in a moment is move on with this in mind, and we're going to take a look at that snowfall chance forecast from our most recent winter forecast. Take a look at where we could expect below average and above average snowfall chances this upcoming fall and even into the winter. All right, now here we are taking a look at that snowfall chance forecast. First things first, starting out with a below average snowfall chance here in the southwestern corner of the United States here. As you can see, this is where we just expect below average chances of snowfall. This is your snowfall chance forecast. So even Los Angeles is included in this because you might have a 1 in 100 chance of seeing snowfall on any given year. It might be more like 1 in every, it might be less. In this case, with the below average snowfall chance there, it would be more like a 1 in 125 chance of seeing snowfall or something like that. Now, for this lighter blue region up here in the northwest, we see an above average chance of snowfall. We do expect a La Nada, which is a neutral ENSO, so not an El Nino or a La Nina, or we could see a weaker La Nina. Typically, these bring more precipitation and more colder air to the northwestern United States. With that in mind, we expect above average snowfall chance this fall and winter. For the eastern half of the country, we do expect above average snowfall chance overall because we expect colder than normal conditions overall. So for the entire eastern third of the country, we do expect above average snowfall chance. And we've even indicated here a darker blue region, which is showing us where there's an even higher chance of that above normal snowfall occurring because of those colder temperatures and above average precipitation combined there. So your chances are pretty significantly higher, I would say, than typical here in this darker blue region of seeing snowfall this fall and winter. Very interesting. For today's comment of the day, for today's confidence tab, better yet, I don't want to get too ahead of myself here. We're at a 6 out of 6 because of the fact that all of these things are using the averages. So I'm very confident in the averages, and I've made it very clear that your averages don't mean that's exactly what it's going to happen, but we're just talking about your averages in this video. So that's why our confidence is basically through the roof. For today's comment of the day, I asked you guys about all of our tropical systems out there. We have 2 tropical storms as of yesterday and 2 disturbances. And I asked you guys, do you think either of these disturbances will develop into tropical storms? And James Marr said, I believe one of them will become something, but the other one will fizzle out. And that is how it looks as of this morning. For today's patron highlight of the day, I want to thank you all for supporting the channel, but especially our platinum patrons, John Benbenek, James Wade, Dovey Nagel, Lure the Pan, and Donna Carnes, alongside our diamond patrons, Bill Roberts, Marcus Connolly, Noah Harley, Michael Kudalesa, Catbite, Charles Tinnett, Cindy Klein, Mark J, Luke Flago, Gary's, John Colisi, Dwight Phelan, and Stephen Crenenthal. If you'd like to be a part of this very exciting patron entry of the day, you can do so by joining our very awesome Patreon page in the description and in the pinned comments down below. I'd also like to thank our channel members, Hair Farms 1, Catbite, Stephen Fan, and Jeremy Cox as well. If you'd like to join this one, it'll be next to the subscribe button down below. Anyway, guys, thank you so much for watching this video. Be sure to smash that like button, leave a comment down below, and subscribe for more weather-related content. I will see you guys in the next video.